Hello, good morning. Vinyasa 45 Live. Need your mat today? There we go. Hi. Welcome. Okay, today we're going to really move, okay? We did that last week as well. I'm going to make sure we move a lot here today. So let's begin on our mat. Let's start out on our back with the knees bent, feet flat, almost as if you were going to go into a bridge pose. So down onto your back, bend those knees, hands alongside the body, and just windshield wiper those legs side to side. Warming up the back, the spine a lot today. There's a saying that you are as young as your spine is old. So working towards keeping that flexibility in the spine. And as we find over time, right, we come to yoga, right, to work on our physical self, and then we find out that it actually ends up benefiting a lot more than the physical. So when that spine is flexible and youthful, the mind can be as well. There's also a tradition that on your birthday, you're supposed to do as many vinyasas as your age. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but we're going to do a number of vinyasas today. I'm not really going to count. Sometimes it just ends up being that many anyways. So come back through center, feet are flat. We're going to lift our hips just a few times. Right, not all the way up. Just a little lift of the butt and set it right back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Press into all 4 corners of both feet, lift the hips, set it right back down. 1 more time like that, little sacral reset here. Press into the hands and the feet, lift the hips, set it right back down. Pull those knees into the chest. Squeeze a whole lot. Exhale, lift the forehead to the knees. You can cross at the ankles if you want. Let's start to rock up and down. Yeah, forward and back. It's a little spinal column massage here, so it should feel pretty good. But the idea is also to start to build some momentum. Feel that power. We call it Uddiyana Bandha, that uplifting of the belly, as if it's lifting the heart up. And the next time you come up, cross at the ankles. From here, we're just going to take a moment seated. Sukhasana, easy pose, one ankle in front of the other. Let's reach those arms out to the sides. And then push those palms back. Interlace the fingers at the small of the back and shoot that fist behind you. Bring that fist down and still lift through the chest. Send the heart forward and up. Right, feel those legs open up as well. And then release, come back around. We're going to round it forward. So just bow it in here. Take it as low as it feels good for you. Nice. We're going to inhale, help ourselves back up. Just cross the ankles opposite way. Right, just a little bit of OCD. Make sure we do both sides. And let's sweep those arms around again. Maybe non-dominant grip, so opposite thumb on top. Open through the chest, bring it back, and then bring those legs open again. So stay rooted, open through the chest, and the heart forward and up. And then tuck the chin, bring the arms back around, and bow it in again. As you bow forward, notice that the sit bones want to come with you. Try to keep them back. And maybe that means that you don't go as deep, and that's okay. Right, with breath and time, you'll get deeper over time. Slowly help yourself back up. Let's cross at those ankles and step back. First plank pose, top of a push-up. So I say first because we know we're going to be here a few more times. Bring those wrists underneath the shoulders. Lower the seat a little bit more. Press through the heels. It's a nice sunny day today, so I really wanted to let that sunshine in. Hopefully you can still see okay. From here, let's drop that right knee down. Drop that left knee down. Keep the knees where they are so you're still forward past the hips. And then drop halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Push right back up away. We're going to do that 3 more times. Halfway down, squeeze the elbows, and then push the floor away. 1 more time like that. Halfway down. And then push the floor away. Send it up and back. Child's pose. First one, big toes to touch. Knees a little wider than the hips. Set the seat back to the feet. Let that forehead tap down. With that forehead tapping down onto something, right? We need to ground it. Big misalignment if it's not grounded. Maybe even rocking that forehead temple to temple. Feel free to set some sort of intention if you'd like for your practice. maybe for your week, maybe for the rest of the year, whatever you need. Start to invite that Ujjayi pranayama, sealing the lips, breathing in and out through the nose. Great Ujjayi breath there. I'm going to let a little more light in because I feel like it. Nice. There we go. Woo, good. All right, you might not be able to see my face, but that's okay. Start to rise back up through hands and knees. From tabletop, let's let that belly drop. Send the heart forward and up. Feel the tailbone lift behind you. Opposite action on the exhale. So lead with the tailbone, tuck it under, let it undulate the spine to tuck the chin. Press those shin bones down. Here we go, sway the lower back. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, tuck the chin, round it in. Find that neutral spine. Right here, so neutral, not dumping into the lower back. Tuck those toes, float those knees, little rock forward and back. Again, we're just building some heat. A little bit of heat to get us going here early. Then send the hips back and up, downward dog. Adho Mukha Savasana, walk your dog, pedal out the feet. Do what feels right here. Ears between the arms. Look towards the pit of the belly. So whatever you need right now in that downward dog, take it. Take more. Take less at any time during your practice here today, okay? Giving love to yourself. From Adho Mukha Savasana, lift to the toes, look forward, slow stroll to the top of the mat. Yeah, take your time getting there. When we get there, feet are still hip width distance apart. Reach for opposite elbow, bow it in, ragdoll. So shift some weight from the heels into the toes. You can reach for opposite elbow, hands to the mat. Whatever works for you, but I want you to let that gravity do the work. Let that head actually be heavy, right? Every exhale, neck getting a little longer there. Feel this fold come from the back of the legs, not from the lower back. On the inhale, you're going to lift halfway. Ardha Uttanasana, an extension from the navel through the crown of the head. Exhale, bow it back in, forward fold. Get the chest closer to the inner thighs. Inhale, root to rise. So press away from the earth, super sweep the arms up overhead. Palms connect. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. Inhale, bring the big toes to touch. Samastihi. Anchor down and then lift up, Urdhva Hastasana. Feel the sides of the body lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, hands through heart center, bow it in. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back, top of a push-up, high plank, Kumbhakasana. We're going to drop those knees again. So once again, the hips are forward of the knees. We're going to take those 3 modifications of Chaturanga. So draw those elbows back, halfway down, and then push the ground away. And do it again, halfway. Push the ground away. One more, halfway. Push the ground away, take it up and back. Child's pose, this time just one breath. Inhale, lifts us back up, tuck the toes. Exhale, downward dog. Pedal through the feet. So that will be our modification for our first few vinyasas. The bottom of the next breath, lift to the toes, look forward, maybe a little less steps to get to the top. Right away, big toes to touch, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, bow it in. Inhale, root to rise, arms to the skies, palms connect. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastihi. So we'll start moving a little bit quicker, but always feel free to go at your pace, right? You can meet us at any place. Inhale, lift those arms up, look up. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. And always feel free to comment if there's something you need or want, explanation, or just, any sort of recommendation. Bend those knees, step back, high plank, Kumbhakasana, top of a push-up. Drop those knees, modification of plank. Halfway down, modification of Chaturanga. Push the ground away. 2 more, halfway down. Push it away. Feel that warmth, feel that strength building up. Child's pose just for a moment. Inhale, rise back up, tuck the toes, downward dog, hips backing up. Maybe you're still pedaling out the feet here. You're here for at least 1 full inhalation, drawing in towards the pit of the belly, staying for that exhalation. Bottom of the next breath, lift to the toes, look forward, travel to the top of the mat, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms to the skies, palms connect. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastihi. Feel that even amount of weight in both the right and the left, as well as in the hand, right to left. Right, so you're working towards the midline. Inhale, lift those arms up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, take it down. Inhale, halfway to lift. Exhale, step back, high plank. One more modification of chaturanga. Drop those knees, halfway down. Inhale, push the ground away. Halfway down, number 2. Push it away. One more, halfway down. Push it away, take it up and back, child's pose. So counter pose, maybe breathing in and out through the nose. Rise back up through hands and knees. Exhale, Adho Mukha Savasana. Pedal out those feet or maybe finding some stillness in your dog. Sometimes that stillness is harder, right? Either way, that Ujjayi breath working just as hard in stillness as it is in your flow. From Adho Mukha Savasana, lift to the toes, look forward, soft bend in the legs. Maybe it's a hop to the top. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, forward fold, bow it back in. Inhale, root to rise, one breath, one movement, full Surya Namaskar A. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway to lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Vinyasa, bend the knees, plant the hands if you're hopping back, four-limb staff pose. Inhale, Urdhva, upward facing dog. Modify if you need to, cobra, whatever you need. Exhale, we'll meet in downward dog. So lots of options for you, right? Maybe you're playing still with that modification and those push-ups. Great way to build some upper body strength and core control. Bottom of the next breath, lift to the toes, look forward, hop or step. You got it, all the way to the top, halfway to lift. Exhale to bow it back in. Inhale, root to rise, arms to the skies. One breath, one movement. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway to lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Vinyasa, bend the knees, look forward if you're hopping back. Inhale, send the heart forward and through. Exhale, down dog, you do you. We're going to take one more together. Listen up for that breath. Bottom of your next breath, lift to the toes. Look forward, travel to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow it back in. Inhale, roots rise, arms to the skies, palms connect. Exhale, forward, all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway to lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Vinyasa, your way to downward dog. From Adho Mukha Savasana, there with that breath. Feel it all the way up. Maybe you're tapping the heels a few times. Just get a little bit more out of what you need in this pose. Bring the feet a little closer together as you inhale. Sweep that right leg high to the sky. Three-legged dog. Tap that left elbow down. One time. Lift it back up. Stack the right hip over the left. Bend the knee. Roll at the ankle. Maybe kick your butt a few times. Stretch out that quad. Inhale, three-legged dog. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Now we're going to drop that left knee, pivot around, and we're going to go right into a modification of plank. Yes, so that left knee is down, the right leg is long, left hand on the ground, right arm overhead. Full breath here, inhale. Exhale, we come back up and around, pivot on that back knee, lift the back knee, twisted dragonfly. Left hand to the ground, right arm to the sky. Full breath here, inhale. Exhale, Vinyasa, right hand down, right foot back. Modify or try. You do you. So yeah, a little bit different here. This is a different type of flow. It's not going to be usual today, unique. Just like those unicorn pants, right? Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, tap that right elbow. Inhale, lift it back up. Stack the hip, bend the knee, roll at the ankle. Kick the butt a few times. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Now the right knee drops down. We pivot towards the long end of the mat, and we come into modification of Vashisthasana, side plank. So press those hips forward. You're either on fingertips or palm here. On the inhale, we come back up. We pivot back around to the top of the mat. Right knee lifts, left arm lifts, twisted dragonfly. Oh yeah, full breath here, inhale. Exhale, Vinyasa. Left hand down, left foot back, your way. Adho Mukha Savasana. Right, modify, try, or just get by, whatever you need today. That's what we're there for each and every day. Lift to the toes, look forward, travel to the top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, bow it back in. Inhale, root to rise, arms to the skies, palms connect. Exhale, hands through heart space. Pause. Close your eyes here for a moment. With the eyes closed, Play with a little bit of the transfer of weight from the toes to the heels. Yeah, rock back and forth. Heels lift, toes lift. With the eyes closed, it affects the balancer a little bit. But we do that to find our footing, to find our groundwork, right? To find our roots. Root down here. Pause with that breath. Maybe that breath already got choppy. Maybe you lost that ujjayi breath. Come back to it. Come back to your intention. An intention I have for today, other than just moving and keeping the spine fluid, as well as the mind and body flexible, is to think about youth. And when you're young, it's so easy to turn to all the beauty in things, right? We're not really jaded yet. So as long as we always keep that mindset of youthfulness, and we always see the beauty in others, we will never age. Okay? Here we go. From the top of the mat. Blink the eyes open, reach those arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Adding on to that first flow, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Vinyasa. Bend the knees, plant the hands your way, downward facing dog. So flow through, you do you. Remember, you can modify. We're going to take a lot of those. Inhale, we're going to start with that right leg high again. Tap that left elbow down. Lift the right leg back up, stack the hip, bend the knee, maybe kick the butt. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat, lower that left knee. Pivot on that left knee, come right into Vashisthasana. This is a modification because that left knee is down. Right leg is long. Press those hips forward. Inhale, take it back up to the top of the mat, twisted dragon fly. So that left knee lifts, that right arm lifts. We're going to add on from here soon enough. Exhale, Vinyasa, right hand down, right foot back, your way. From downward facing dog, Ekapada, left leg lifts. First thing, tap that right elbow. Lift it back up. Left leg's even higher, stack the hip, bend the knee. Work it out. Press that heel towards the butt. Kick your own butt today. Bring it back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. As the right knee touches down, we pivot towards the back of the mat, side plank. This is a modification because the knee is down. Vashisthasana. But still working on lengthening through the side of the body and strengthening the other half of the body. We come all the way back up, pivot back on that knee, lift the back knee, and then twist. Twisted dragonfly. Some people call this easy twist. I like twisted dragonfly. Roll the chest to the sky. It doesn't have to be so linear. Exhale, flow. Left hand down, left foot back, or you're floating it. You do you. Right? Maybe you're skipping this part and going right to down dog. Maybe you're in child's pose. Whatever you do, it's good for you. From downward dog, lift to the toes, look forward, travel to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Just see the beauty in everything. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms to the skies, palms connect. Exhale, hands to heart space, Samasthihi. So we're going to add on to that flow. Inhale, lengthen, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, bow it in. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Vinyasa, bend the knees, look forward, Chaturanga Dandasana, might be where you land. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, Ekapada. Tap that left elbow, just working that strength. Stack the hip, bend the knee, kick the butt. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, Vashisthasana. So, right foot forward, pivot on the left knee, go right into that side plank. This is a modification. You're welcome to lift that bottom leg, whatever you want to do at any time. Come all the way back up to the top of the mat. Left hand down, twist to dragonfly, right arm to the sky. This is where we add on. Right hand behind the back. Wherever it feels good. A whole lot of hugging towards the midline as you inhale, lift up that left arm. So exalted warrior is a little bit of a back bend and a little bit of a twist. Take a full breath there. I think we need a little more light. Stay there. On the exhale, we bring it around, warrior two. Arms to a T, Virabhadrasana B. So you're facing that long end of the mat, right knee is bent. Reach forward, side angle pose, Parjakonasana. So all you need to do is be right here. Okay? If you're ready and open for more, then you take it further, right? Whatever that further is for you. On the inhale, we'll take it back up. Reverse that warrior. Exhale, Vinyasa. Spiral the hands down, frame the right foot. Float it or make it come down as you make your way back to down dog. Other side, left leg lifts. Tap that right elbow. Lift it back up, stack the hip, bend the knee, kick the butt. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, side plank, left foot to the top of the mat, right knee down. Take it to Vasisthasana. So again, you're welcome to play or stay, whatever it feels like for you. Inhale, back to the top of the mat. Twisted dragonfly. Arm to the sky. Now we sweep that arm behind the back, right? Rolling that chest open. Hug towards the midline and inhale, root to rise. Right arm to the sky. So you're rotating away and you're lifting the upper back. Yes, exalted warrior. Exhale, we spin around. Back foot to the ground, warrior two. Arms to a T, Virabhadrasana B. Draw that drawstring around the navel. Let those sit bones be heavy. Reach forward, Parsha Konasana, side angle pose. Modification or Utthita extended variation, whatever you're ready for. On the inhale, take it back up, reverse that warrior. Exhale, Vinyasa, hands to the ground. Your way back, down dog. There with the breath. If it got choppy, let it go right here. And then seal those lips again. Lift to the toes, look forward, travel to the top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, bow it back in. Inhale, root to rise. Circle sweep those arms to the skies, palms connect. Exhale, hands to heart space. Samastiti. Nice work. Shift a little bit of weight into that right foot. Lift that left knee, flex the foot. Bring your hands around that left knee. Just starting with an easy little balance here. Crane pose, lift those arms up. And then hands behind the head here. Open that left leg to the side. Bring those arms out to the side as well. Welcome to stay or play with your drishti, your focus, and bring it over the other hand. Yeah, that messes with the balance a little. That's okay. Bring it all back through center, arms lift. Exhale, feet meet, squat deep, chair pose, Utkatasana. Full breath there, inhale, exhale, hands to heart. Hook the right elbow outside the left thigh, Utkatasana with a twist. And if you're not ready to go this deep yet, you'll know because the knees aren't together, then just bring the elbow on top of the thigh, right? We twisted a few times already, so you might be there. Exhale, forward fold, bow it in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold again. Feel the backs of the legs open. Inhale, root to rise, arms to the skies, palms connect. Exhale, hands to heart space, Samastiti. Weight transfers into the opposite foot. So right knee lifts, grab a hold of it, flex that foot, right? Maybe look at something that isn't moving, just listen for my cues. And then lift those arms up, crane pose. Bring the hands behind the head, elbows to the side as the right leg opens up. Try not to take that left hip with you. And then arms come to a T. Welcome to challenge your balance. Look over to the other side. Yeah, go ahead, challenge it there. Bring everything back towards midline. Exhale, squat deep, chair pose, Utkatasana, palms to touch. Bring the hands through heart space. Hook other side, so create some space to hook that elbow over. Bring those hands towards the heart and rotate that upper body. Sink a little deeper. Take a peek down. Make sure everything's lined up. Full breath there, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, bow it in. Inhale, halfway lift to the top of the mat. Exhale, Vinyasa. Hop back, step back, go back. Mid plank, no plank, either way. Down dog is where we'll be. Right? So many options for so many reasons. Right? Your reasons are your own. From Adho Mukha Savasana, Ekapada, right leg high to the sky. Tap that left elbow. Three-legged dog, stack the hip, bend the knee, kick your butt. Inhale, down dog split. Exhale, side plank. Right foot forward, left knee down, Vasisthasana. So side plank, right, modification, whatever you need. Knee can stay down. Inhale, back to the top of the mat. Plant the hand, lift the right arm high to the sky. Twisted dragonfly. Right arm drops behind the back. Root to rise, left arm to the sky. Exalted warrior, so it's a twist and it's a back bend. Full breath here, inhale. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Arms to a T, Virabhadrasana B. Inhale, reach forward, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Bring the hand to the ground or not. Bring the other arm up and over. Right, wherever it feels best for you in your body. Stay low to the ground as you lift the upper body, reverse that warrior. Come back through warrior two as you straighten the front leg. Pivot all 10 toes to the long end of the mat. Exhale, Prasarita A. So hands come down to the ground, head is heavy. On the inhale, straighten the arms, lift halfway. Transfer a little bit of weight more into the toes, and then exhale, fold deeper. Maybe the crown of the head is touching down. If it does, you're welcome for tripod or tripod headstand, right? But even just touching down is a great place to be. Feel all that goodness in the backs of the legs there, right? It's a restorative posture for the backs of the legs. On the inhale, we'll lift halfway, bringing the wrists under the shoulders. Exhale, yoga walk to the top of the mat. Soften that back knee down again, Anjaneyasana, arms lift. Full breath here, inhale, open through that heart. Exhale, Ardha Hanumasana, half split. So keep that left hip over the left knee. If you can go deeper, bring that right foot forward. Shin to shin, maybe. Keep that heart coming through. Nice. Now, a little bit of fun here. We'll do it next time, but there's going to be a grip of your peace fingers around the big toe. Little balance challenge, left hand to the hip, and just flex that right foot towards you. You'll see why we're doing that. Come back around from low lunge, lift the back knee, three-legged dog, right leg high to the sky. Stack the hip, bend the knee. Option to flip your dog, or maybe you're just hanging out there in scorpion tail. Wild thing, you do you. Bring it back around, three-legged dog. Exhale, three-legged plank. Chaturanga, flow through, or Nataranga, right? You're going to down dog. Inhale, Akapada, left leg lifts. Tap the right elbow. Stack the hip, bend the knee, kick your butt. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, side plank, left foot to the top of the mat. Back knee down, crawl to the back of the mat. Inhale, Vashisthasana, side plank. Right, your way. Come back up to the top of the mat, twisted dragonfly. Left arm to the sky. Sweep the left arm behind your back. Inhale, root to rise, exalted warrior. A little bit of a twist, a little bit of a back bend. Exhale is warrior two. Arms to a T, Virabhadrasana B. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, side angle pose. So whichever one gives you more growth. Stay low to the ground as you come up, reverse that warrior. Come back through warrior two, straighten the front leg. Pivot the toes, other side of the mat. Exhale, Prasarita A. Hands down to the mat. You can now see my unicorns. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeper. So any variation of this that you'd like. Take that forward fold and breathe into it. Okay, nice work. Keep breathing there. Good work, good work. Feel that breath in the backs of the legs. You're doing awesome. Everyone is doing so good. Great work, great work, great work. Good to see everybody. From that wide-legged forward fold, we inhale, halfway lift. Spin it to the top of the mat. Soften that back knee again. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Arms lift forward and up. Palms connect. Look up. On the exhale, Ardha Hanumasana. So we straighten that front leg. We keep the right knee under the right hip, and we bow it in. Half a split. You know, some of you are maybe ready for a full split. You take what you want. But remember, we play here a little bit. So we grab our peace fingers around the left foot, right around the big toe. We bring the right hand to the hip. We pull that foot towards us. A little bit of a balance challenge there. Also a good stretch. Slowly come back down. Bend that left leg again. Here we go. Three-legged dog. Left leg lifts high to the sky. Stack the hip. Bend the knee. Kick your butt or carry it over. Coming down. Flipping your dog. Right? Whatever feels good for you. Bring it back around. Three-legged dog. Exhale. Three-legged plank. Chaturanga. Or Nataranga, right? Whether you do or do not, you are correct. I love that one, by the way. From downward facing dog, lift to the toes, soft bend in the knees, look forward, travel there. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, bow it back in. Inhale, root to rise, arms to the skies, palms connect. Exhale, hands to heart space, Samasthihi. Woo, good work. So we're gonna take that flow again, a little bit quicker, and then with a little fun spin to it, okay? Yeah, a lot of fun here today. Inhale, reach those arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Vinyasa. So your way. Vinyasa simply means to move gently and with awareness on your mat. Right? To place your body in a special way. Three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Tap, left elbow down. Three-legged dog, stack the hip, bend the knee, kick the butt. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, side plank, right foot to the top of the mat, back knee down. Left hand to the back of the mat, Vashisthasana. Come back to the top of the mat, twisted dragonfly, left hand down, right arm high. Right hand behind the back, inhale, root to rise, exalted warrior. Exhale, open up, warrior two, arms to a T, Virabhadrasana B. Inhale, reach forward, exhale, side angle pose. Root through that back foot as you inhale, rise back up, reverse the warrior. Come back around, warrior two, straighten the front leg, pivot the toes. Interlace the fingers, exhale, forward fold. Release the hands down towards the mat, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, low lunge to the top of the mat, back knee down, Anjaneyasana, arms lift up. Exhale, Ardha Hanumasana, straighten that front leg. Now we worked on that balance on the other side. You're going to see why. You're going to grab those toes. Right? Grabbing those toes. Pivot on that back knee again. And here we go. Lift that leg up. Bring it back down and around. Welcome to take it to full splits. If you're ready for that today, then keep going. Right? Breathe there, or you're still in half split. Full breath, inhale. Exhale, bring it back around. We got to find our way back to downward dog. Three-legged dog, right leg high. Stack the hip, bend the knee, flip it or skip it. You do you. Bring it back around, three-legged dog. Exhale, three-legged plank. Chaturanga. Downward dog, set up for the other side. Left leg lifts. Tap that right elbow. Three-legged dog, stack the hip, bend the knee. Prepare. Inhale, down dog split. Exhale, side plank. Left foot to the top of the mat, pivot to the back. So this looks a lot like where we're going later. Come back to the top of the mat, twisted dragonfly. Left arm high. Drop it behind the back. Inhale, root to rise. Exalted warrior. Open up, arms to a T, Virabhadrasana B. Reach forward, inhale, exhale, Parjakonasana, side angle pose. Come back up, keep the integrity of the bend in the leg and the breath. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, straighten the front leg, pivot the toes. Clasp the hands, maybe differently how you did last time, bow it in. Prasarita. And you can take any variation of this forward fold that feels good. Release the hands to the mat, lift halfway. Yoga walk to the top of the mat, back knee down, low lunge. Anjaneyasana, arms lift. Exhale, half a split. From half a split, we go for our fun little pose here. Grab a hold of the big toes. Pivot one more time like side plank. Lift that leg up. Bring it back down to the front. So again, play with half split, full split, right? You don't give a split, just take it down. Breathing there. And then when you're ready, we take it all the way back up, three-legged dog. We take the opportunity to stack the hip again. Flip your dog, wild thing, have fun. Whatever it means to you is what you're gonna do. Woo, good work. Bring it back around, three-legged dog. Exhale, three-legged plank. Chaturanga. Maybe you have a little fun with it. Downward dog is where we're going. Full breath there, inhale. Look towards the pit of the belly. Stay there, exhale. Lift to the toes, look forward, travel to the top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, bow it in. Inhale, root to rise, arms to the skies, palms connect. Hands to heart space, Samasthihi. Nice work. So one little flow to get us back to the bottom of the mat. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Vinyasa, bend the knees with lightness and control. Your way back to downward facing dog. From Adho Mukha Savasana, lift that right leg high. Exhale, go right into low lunge, right foot forward. Drop that back knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, we've been here before. Exhale, half a split, Ardha Hanumasana. Now I'm gonna face you in this half split because we're taking this one a little bit differently. Reach for those big toes again, okay? From the big toes, drop on that back heel. Yeah, so sit back on your back heel. Then cross that right leg over the left. Yeah, so here we are in this sort of motorcycle-like pose. A little bit Garndasana-ish. Gomukhasana legs, we call it. Keep a hold of the big toe again. Press your left hand into the ground. You're coming up off your left seat. Take it all the way up. So this is a modification of Vashisthasana. You can stay or play there, right? We've been here before. You can extend the bottom leg, and then you can lift the top leg again, right? That's the whole point of playing with those plank side series. So go ahead and play on that side a little bit. Nice. And then wherever you land is great. You're gonna come back into that Gomukhasana. So that right leg is gonna stay on top of that left, right? And then we're gonna reach those arms out to a T. Bring that left arm up overhead and behind the back. Take that right arm around. Reach for your fingertips. Or just grab a hold of your shirt. You have a towel or something, grab it. This is great, just like this. You're trying to work that forearm behind the head. So no bowing of the chin here. Full breath here, inhale. If you do want to go deeper, come forward. I tell you what though, if coming forward, let's go of the bind behind your back, and you're really tight there, then stay right here. This is good work. Full breath here, inhale. If you're in a forward fold, gently rise back up. Unwind. Take those hands down. Fun little trick, you guys, okay? Just a fun little trick. Keep your feet where they are. Might get screwed up. We're gonna do a whole way around facing the front again. So lift your butt and then walk all the way around to the back. Keep your feet where they are, walk all the way around to the front. So now the right leg is the bottom leg and the left leg is on top. What? Okay, if you got screwed up, then just go there. Sit on that right leg, cross that left leg over. Grab a hold of the left big toes, right? Bring that left leg forward, because we were there before. And then come up to that half a split. Lift that left leg up, and then cross it over again. Okay, just having a seat here for a moment, right? Because we're gonna go there later. And if one leg is lifted a whole lot, you can always bring that other foot underneath. This is about working through the hips, okay? You're welcome to use a block, a pillow, whatever you need, towels. Grab a hold of those big toes again. Here we go. Playing with that Vashisthasana. So we lift our butt up off that right heel. We lift that left leg high to the sky. And you can stay there or you can play there. And the play would be to go into full side plank. So bottom leg stays long. Still reach for that top leg and lift it up. When you do this, push into the feet. Really open through the chest and hips. Lift that side body. We're going to come back down to Gomukhasana. So bottom leg comes down, left leg is on top. It doesn't matter which way you're facing on your mat. I'm just turning towards you. Arms out to a T, right arm lifts. Bring that right arm behind the back. As much as you can, keep that chin lifted. Right? Keep your chin up, bring that left arm around. Grab a hold of your fingertips, your shirt, whatever, maybe a towel. Full breath here, inhale. Yes, one side is way different from the other. Option to bow it in. So take that forward fold, or if it takes you out of the pose or out of your breath, then stay right here. This is really good work. Full breath here, inhale. Exhale, slowly and wind. Okay, we're not going to do that fun, funky spin unless you want to because you think you might get it. And if that's the case, we keep the feet where they are, we lift our butt, we walk to the back, and we walk back around to the front. But we're not staying there, okay? We're making our way to hands and knees. Take a few rounds of cow and cat. Sway the lower back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, tuck the chin, round it in. One last downward facing dog, hips back and up, Adho Mukha Savasana. Take a full breath there, inhale, fill it all the way up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Lift to the toes, look forward, hop all the way through to a seat. We have to do one Navasana, boat pose. So find those sit bones, lift those legs up. Full breath here, inhale. Exhale, low boat, Ardha Navasana. Hold, hover, hollow out the belly, don't let the shoulders touch down. Inhale, we take it all the way up. Exhale, halfway down, hold, hover. Got one more. Inhale, take it all the way up. Shake it, breathe it, you've got it. Exhale, halfway down, hold, hover, stay, believe you can. Remember, youth is a mindset. You've got this, you can. Exhale, let it all come down. Woo! Shavasana. So nothing else here. No twists, no rocking. Let gravity do the work from this point out. Your breath and gravity doing that work. Keep breathing there. Let your breath get you to that comfortable place. As you lie there in Shavasana, we did a lot right up until that point, right? 45 minutes, try to get it all in. But this time here, this line here in stillness is just as important as taking that supine twist or pulling the knees into the chest or taking any other finishing poses, because this is a pose in itself. Lying on your back in Shavasana is probably the hardest pose there is, mentally or emotionally, right? Physically, pretty easy. But you might even notice physically, you want to fidget, you want to move. And that fidgeting, that wanting to do something, that's the state of the mind. And that's what we work towards, like we said at the beginning of the class. We often find ourselves coming to this practice to see the physical benefits, and then we end up leaving with those mental benefits. If the only weight you ever lose is the weight off your shoulders, isn't that enough? Perhaps another breath to think back to that intention you set at the beginning of class. Are you going to carry that intention through your day, your week, the rest of the year? Do you need to? Do you want to? Maybe it was just an intention for this hour. And that's good. That's fine. Our community intention, that one of staying as youthful as we can in mind and in heart, to see the beauty in all things. If we're able to do that, we'll never age. Take another breath there. And now if you're ready, because you are wherever you are, at home, wherever, you're welcome to do what you want. But if you want to sort of reawaken the body with me, bring some movement to the fingers and the toes. Roll through the wrists and the ankles. And gently, very gently help yourself up to a comfortable seated pose of your choice. Take your time. Arrive in that place, that seated, rooted place, with gratitude for yourself first. Serving ourselves with gratitude will definitely allow us to serve others with gratitude. Sometimes it's not so easy to think of what we're grateful for in a year like we've had. But I'm sure if we dig deep, we'll find a few things. Thank you all for joining me today on this special day. I don't know if anyone counted how many vinyasas we did. I'll probably count it out later. But thank you for sharing your energy as always. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.